Hey, what's up, herd watching? Herd watchers, I suppose. I am out here running around, but I wanted to take a moment while we had a second and do a quick recap of the Georgia election, Handel'd versus Ossoff, Ossoff, whatever. The fight of the century, the referendum on Donald Trump's presidency. CNN told me that 2 days ago. It must be true that this was the beginning of the end for Donald Trump. This was when America would rise up in even the traditionally Republican locations, and they were going to throw off the yoke of the Trump oppressor and signal that things were turning around, that people were not going to tolerate this sort of thing, and that they were going to... this was the bellwether of the 2018 take-back of the resistance. And to that end, to show how even the small Republican districts were fed up with Donald Trump, the left was so confident in this that they felt compelled to dump 25 or 30 some odd $1 million total budget up into the 50s of money into this local small race and bring the full weight of the Hollywood elite down upon this area, because, you know, they were confident that the common man had had enough, so confident that they needed to make a national issue out of a local election. It's funny how that worked out. They were so confident, in fact, that Alyssa Milano felt compelled to personally start driving people to the polls. And, you know, Hollywood person after Hollywood person once again took to social media to make sure that the poor dumb idiots knew who to vote for. Because if you're not sure what to do politically, the most important thing you can do is take the advice of a girl whose highest television, television came framed from the fact that when she was pretending to be a witch, she would routinely wear shirts without bras underneath, so that we knew that her magical power came from her genitalia somehow or something. Anyway, obviously these are the people that you need to be taking the advice from on who to elect, because they know better than you, right? Right? Well, apparently we're done with that. The full weight of the Hollywood elite, the full weight of millions and millions of dollars, Hillary Clinton, and the full power of the mainstream media, CNN, sort of no end going full hog on supporting Ossoff and shutting down Handel'd, that they, the full might of the leftist media regime came down upon this race. And despite all that, they failed. And most tellingly, most interestingly, the thing that gives you the best view into these people is that today, no mention of it. Not no mention, but, now today, the real story is how close they came. Not, this was a referendum on Donald Trump's policies. If they had won, they would not have excused it by going, well, when you dump $30 million into a race where the other party only spends 3 or 4, that of course you're going to win. Not, yes, of course, when you have the full weight of the entire DNC establishment focused on this race, that you would win. Now, they wouldn't have temporized their win. They would have touted their win as a bellwether event. And yet, when they lose, well, it doesn't mean anything. It's not a bellwether event. It's really nice to only hold these bellwether contests when you can't lose, right? Because if the Trump backing candidate wins, well, it wasn't a bellwether. You just don't talk about that as a confirmation of Donald Trump's policies. Whereas if that candidate loses, then it's a repudiation of the Donald Trump policy. And you can see it. You watch the footage. You know what? In fact, I'll put up a still image. Fair use is fair use. I'll put up 1 or 2 still images of the anchors, and just how completely demoralized and horrified they are that once again, between them and, Alyssa Milano's breasts, and damn it, they still couldn't win this election. Well, what's the world coming to? when arguably one of the dumbest people on Charmed can't sway a political election. I mean, what are we going to do? How are we going to make decisions if George Takei and a Melissa Milano can't win an election for an idiot? I mean, they put their money on a candidate who can't even vote for himself in the district he's running on because he's not actually a resident. They literally just teleported this guy in from somewhere else and decided to make it a bellwether event. Just staggeringly tone deaf, staggeringly stupid. And they consistently just believe their own press. Oh my God, we're gonna win. Resist, resist. Please, idiots. Well, anyway, that's my hot take. Obviously, I'm thrilled to pieces. You can pretty much tell when something is going right when the anchors on CNN are upset about it. Now, we'll talk about this healthcare bill probably on Friday. And we will talk about it then, and I'll give you my hot take. But before we do, you have a little bit of homework. Go look up the phrase, you have to pass the bill to see what's in it. Look up the phrase, the context, and who said it, and then you'll be prepared for our discussion about the secret Republican healthcare bill and how anti-democracy it is that they have not released the full text in before the vote. Go ahead and do that, and we will talk again. Oh, wait, there it is. We will talk again, you. All right, guys. By the way, check out the new hat. Basically, it's a little bit like the old hat. I'm kind of choosing between the American flag. I like the subdued. But shout out to Eric for getting me a replacement cap after mine got stolen at, of all places, an Apple store. You would think of everywhere in America where a hat with a pro-Second Amendment slogan and an American flag would be safe, where no one would want one, it would be an Apple store. Like the home of corporate communism in America, and some idiot stole my hat. I'm coming to the conclusion that they didn't take it so they could wear it, they just took it so that I couldn't wear it. Anyway, I don't know, staggeringly dumb. But now we have the subdued American flag as opposed to the bright white, though I did buy a couple variations of patches, and I'll be trying them out. Anyway, shout out to Eric, thanks again. All right, talk to you, everybody.